We are here at the New York Historical Society Museum to see the exhibit, Real Clothes, Real Lives. I just wanted to welcome you guys into the video, and I am on my New York birthday trip, and I saw that the New York Historical Society has Real Clothes, Real Lives on display, and I could not miss the opportunity to see these garments in real life. It is amazing. And we are here at the entrance right now. Thank you guys for watching thus far. Please support my channel by subscribing to my Patreon, and you can subscribe to YouTube. And what else? If nothing else, let's get into it. The work from needlework all sewn up. It's chic to be neat. The gloves are off. Oh my gosh. Okay. Some clothes, past and present, have been worn in the home and private. There's where is it? Washing clothes, tending to babies, cooking stains. So most are easy to wash, cotton and printed patterns to conceal stains and have at least one pocket. How exciting. Where some were homemade, mass-produced, repurposed, reused, and upcycled. That's really cool. So, whether store-bought, home-sewn, many of the clothes in this gallery are modest and expensive, and bear marks of heavy use. These selections illustrate the kinds of options available for ordinary women, as well as how race, social class, and gender presentation impact, dress, and shape their lives. Everything I love is here. Oh my gosh. Okay. From clothes only worn at home to garments that defy social norms, they reveal how women have worked and dressed and how gender roles have dramatically evolved over the centuries. If we recognize everyday clothing from the past that has been overlooked, clothing created to be worn by real women living real lives, then we honor the lives of women who wore it. So impactful. Look at the handkerchief with the needle in the handkerchief. Do you see that? She was probably doing some embroidery work. Awesome. I love how there's like wooden mannequins. That's pretty cool. Morning wraps were rarely worn outside the house or after midday. Easy to put on and adjust for pregnancy. They were comfortable to wear and did not require a tight corset or heavy petticoats. Inexpensive printed cotton dress was probably purchased ready-made from a mail order catalog, which is really cool. You send in your measurements, you mail it in, and then you'll get your garment back in the mail. And this was one of them, like in the time. I really like the pleats going down and the puff sleeves. What year is this? 1895. Look, it's a little sewing box with all the notions. There's a little pair of scissors. Look like some tweezers maybe. A spool. There's actual thread back there. Pin cushion. And it even has someone's name in it. Look at that. Mother Morris workbox. This is awesome. Sewing machine is actually a portable lock stitch machine. Sewing revolution. And the sewing box was owned by Mary Elizabeth Morris of Yonkers. That's here. And she gifted it as a souvenir from a trip abroad. Although few women could afford such a luxurious box, women of all income levels could have been tasked with making clothes themselves for their children and family, which we know. And then next to it is the sewing machine. It's a book, and it says it's the directions on how to use the machine. That's pretty cool. The photo is sewing machine manufacturers advertise their machines as elegant pieces of furniture. So the sewing machine was a furniture piece. And so that's how they were advertised to sell. And it reminds me of Harriet Tubman's sewing machine, which I got to see and look at very closely, and how that was a piece of furniture for her. So that's pretty cool. Oh look, it's the work bodice. Okay, so this garment is what brought me here in the first place. I saw a video, Not Your Mama's History, and she was here talking about this bodice here, which drew me to this exhibit in the first place. And it's so cool. It lights up when you press a button. And you can see all of the patchwork that went into repurposing it. As you can see, there's two different fabrics on each side. Hold on, let me press the light again. It's still like ripped and things. We see those panels going in. We can see the hand stitch hem around the edge here. And again, this is a work bodice, so it's a darker color and it's printed to help with those stains and things. It said this garment is rare surviving example of clothing option available to 19th century women whose work was too physical to accommodate fashionable, tight-fitting bodices. The short cotton top and loose jacket, commonly known as sacks or josies, slouch comfortably over the wearer's hip. So it's still giving that body shape, but they don't have to be like all like constrained and everything. And so the sack's exterior fabric is in good condition. The interior tells a different story. It tells all about the wear, the two lightweight calicos that we pointed out, the repurpose from children's dresses, and the lining and the wrap is patched together. And it's amazing. It's kind of like you don't know what's happening on the, it's like, you know how when you look at somebody and you be like, oh, how you doing? You doing good? Yeah, I'm doing good. But on the inside, it's like, are you really doing good? So with this garment, on the outside, you know, you look good. But on the inside, you can tell a whole story about what's going on. Because can you find the thumbprint side patch near the hem using a yellow pale printed fabric and a tiny red heart? Oh yeah, it's right there. It's so cute. It's so tiny. Right there, the little patch. So cute, so little. Wow, that's amazing. I can stand here and look at it all day. I want to try it on. Here she is. That's her in the bodice right here. Let's check these out. I love the puff sleeves. So cute. Okay, so we're in 1895 to 1915. Keep cleaning, it says. Before washing machines were invented, doing the family's laundry was physically demanding and time-consuming and messy. Women and girls, including domestic workers, hold up to 40 gallons of water, cold water, to a stove or open fire before pouring it into a wash tub. So you have to carry 40 gallons of water, take it over, heat it up, then take it over, pour it out. My goodness. Boiled and stirred, and then they rinsed the clothes in sheets by hand multiple times. Ironing came after laundry was fed through a wringer and hung dry, which is this machine that you like do this, you crank, and it moves the garment through, and then all the water like squeezes out. In the 19th century, irons made of solid. Oh, there's an iron right there. So that is some tools, and you can see the old school clothespin. This is an apron that you can see here. See how long it is to really protect your garment, you know? And that's pretty cool. At least one pocket there, and we can see how it was worn and everything with those stains and holes and stuff. Real clothes, real lives. This is a yellow house dress. I knew this was not in the 1800s. I said, wait a minute. We done jumped a whole century. We are now in 1930s. This is very much more of a 1930s look. I love the cinch waist. As you can see through the decades, They trying to get us snatched, body yada yada since the 1800s, y'all. So this is very interesting because it's considered an invisible dress. This dress was less than $1, and it was worn by women who didn't play no games, no nonsense, worked really hard. They were considered like, you know, trying to survive. So they were penny pinchers, as people say. And yeah, the dress was sold for less than $1, which is so crazy because look at the details in this dress. You have two pockets, okay, for $1, which is crazy. 2 pockets, a cinch waist. You have a whole cool collar, square neck situation going on. You know, it's hemmed at the sleeves, and like even the pockets hem, like it's so well put together. Ooh, floral house dress. This dress was likely born and belonged to a hardworking woman of Ohio coal mining region of the Great Depression. So this is now 1938. So this is 8 years after the dollar dress, and you can see very different, the high neck going on. We're getting closer to the 40s here. So its colors faded except for the bib's apron part, and you can see how it's super like new looking right here in the center, and then as you go out you can see how it starts to fade, even how it starts to fade along the sleeves and shoulders. So that shows like aprons are key, guys. Aprons really keep your garments looking good. And it was ironed a lot, and it has like torn on the inside and things. Yeah, it was a loved garment by this woman, Dorothea. Okay, shout out to her. Look at this one. I love the sheer situation. Oh yeah, I knew we was in the 50s. Look at it. Wow. So this is called a black house dress and apron. I really love the prints. It's very inspiring for me. Like when I'm doing the next shows and things, I like the prints. I like how it tells a story there. It's very interesting. So this is a black house dress and apron combo. The apron is what you see the sheer. I mean, it's like, why would you want to have a sheer apron? Because things can just see through the clothes, but you know, fashion is fashion. It features an elastic insert above the hips designed to allow for comfortable and breathable while fitted snugly around the waist. You see a theme here. They love to keep a snatched waist. Look at the detail of the collar, its fashionable appearance. This printed cotton dress was easily washed and ironed, and it was sold for $5.99. Ooh, you know I love a good quilt situation. This is a multicolored house coat. I would want my house coat to be a little longer, you know, cover up the ankles. Particular style house coat, kitchen coat, coffee coat, skimmer, duster, breakfast coat, laundry. Popular in the 1940s and 50s, came a little over and easy to put on, and does not require ironing. The multicolored print on this dress imitates hand-sewn patchwork. That's amazing. It's even gathered along the neckline here. This whole thing is hand sewn. The power of hand sewing, guys. Third is capable and accomplished. A uniform not only signifies the wearer, is also somehow subordinate and separate. It also strips away their identity by fusing them with their profession. Waitress, domestic servant, nurse, these jobs were associated with so-called natural feminine traits like taking care of others, cooking, and maintaining strategically positioned pockets. Another thing, we got a waist and we got pockets, okay? We love a good pocket. 2 domestic uniform workers. These pair of leather boots were worn by Minnie, a housemaid from England who worked on Long Island, New York, between 1920 and 1935. One of the soles of her boots is worn out due to the years of hard work and penny pitching. And we can see that sole right where that big toe and stuff was. And this is what her uniform would look like.
Pretty standard. More work women's wear. Quarter sleeves, pleated bib. Very cool. Oh, look at the gloves. Resembling a pair of scissors, this tool was commonly used to stretch the fingers to close-fitting gloves before wearing them. It was inserted into the fingers of the glove. The handles were then squeezed to stretch the fingers without causing damage. So that part right here, this is where you would squeeze it right there to stretch the fingers out here. Here's some gloves. There's a book. I want this book. Smith College Historic Clothing Collection. Wow. Look at this. Wow. This is a wool work day dress. In the 40s. Accessories. Ooh, Afro pick. Hair comb, get into it. Corsets, girdles, dresses, aprons, brown cotton pajamas. Ooh, calico dresses. Look at that. How those seams just are seaming. This is a 3-day dresses, the wrap dress, denim J dress. Ooh, look at all the hats. This is being part of the accessories. Oh wow. Look at the skirts. Dressing tools, which is really cool. Pretty cool. These are all like accessories. Maternity smocks. Get service. Wow. Suit jackets. Look at this. Oh, now we're into the 90s. The hats. Amazing. Ooh, go-go dance costume. Get a girl. That's cool. This book lives here though, so you'll have to get you one. Real clothes, real lives. Ah! Oh, wow. Okay. Public dress in good taste. Because their dress and appearance were carefully scrutinized, 19th century women of all social classes did their best to follow unwritten rules for public dressing specific to their class, age, race, region, and locality. A poor woman might save and repair one good dress for church. A wealthy woman, on the other hand, would change clothes multiple times a day for different activities. Wow, look at that corset. That's awesome. Okay, look at this dress though. It's also awesome. This is a day dress here, and it's lined with a cotton fabric, probably from earlier dressing. Hand stitched. The power of hand stitching, guys. You can hand stitch anywhere. Your stitches will last you. The labor of enslaved people in southern plantations made this calico day dress possible. Cotton was sent to New England, where most women were forced to spin and woven it, producing 20 million yards of printed cotton annually. 20 million yards? An enslaved person was forced to create the textile so then they could make the garment. Affordable fabric allowed most white women to have more than one dress, as cotton became an important part of women's wardrobe. Wow. Thank you to the black women. Now this one right here is very exciting because you can really see the stains and how it was worn. If you look closely, it's very similar to the 1940s, 30s dress over there, the yellow one on the sides there to keep that cinched waist. But this is This is called a day dress, and it was by the end of World War II or World War I, women's lives and wardrobes underwent significant changes. Gender norms relaxed, and so did clothes. After joining the work effort and enhancing greater freedom of movement, women replaced binding corsets with hip binders. That's what they're called, hip binders. Day dresses like this one became shorter and with loose bodices, raised waistbands. You know, oh, I can see a whole situation.
We're learning.
Okay, maybe this is the end of this one. Let's go to the other one. Ooh, this is really cute. 1950s dress. I love it. I would totally make this. This was very popular, you know, in 1943 during World War II. This is a tan and brown bustle style day dress. This is from 1865. Born in 1847, and that's her wearing it. It looks way more bold in the picture, and then in person, like the stripes aren't as bold. Look at that bustle though. That's what I want to get into, is the bustle, hustle. This two-piece cotton dress is evident in its patched, resewn, and altered construction. The seams were left raw, and the buttonholes shown here. The bodice is lined with a faded, torn, printed cotton. Pinholes at the base of the neck suggest a brooch held a collar closed. The overdress is patched and was remade from a long tunic, wow, into a gathered bustle shape following changing fashion. Wow, so this used to be a tunic and they made a whole two-piece bustle dress. Amazing. And we can get into the neck, and there's the brooch that it was most likely held closed with. There's the buttons. It's amazing. You can see the stains in there. Wow, look at the wrap dress. It's so cute. This is also from 1977. Wow, the wrap dress, pretty cool.
That's probably my favorite dress right there.
This one, the wrap dress, is really nice. It's really nice. All right, we're almost to the end. Stockings mending kit. That's what these are, stockings mending kits. That's really cool. There's stocking dye, real silk. You can even see the needle there. Nowadays, we use clear nail polish to fix a run in the stocking. You can see even in the picture, she had mended this right here, stitched that up together. You got that seam going down here. And here's some morning things. When I did the play Sense and Sensibility, the family was mourning, and I dressed all of the main characters in black. And so this is a really cool reference to that. And how, you know, it's like, okay, Taylor, you were accurate there, yeah. But yeah, you can see the morning cap, you can see the fan. It's really cool to have an authentic piece here. It's made out of silk, and yeah, it was worn by grieving women, so it's really cool to see it in person. That's really cool, because I did a lot of research about like mourning clothing and the fabrics and things, and it looks so nice. Rules. Whose rules are they? Who made them? Not these women. These clothes represent the countless ways women defy, challenge, and surpass the restrictive boundaries set by society. The women who wore them refused to be sweet or ladylike. each in their own way ignored rules regarding behavior, clothing, hairstyles, body display, political norms. They protested, marched, changed laws, and broke them. They appropriated men's clothing and accessories and wore garments, spelling out their demands in big letters across their chests. These women exposed the arbitrary boundaries of gender with their bodies. This takes courage, determination, righteous anger, and is often met with resistance and setbacks. However, what was once deemed unacceptable often gradually becomes the new norm. Let's see what they're talking about. Oh, so this is her out and about look. I see she got the bow tie, as you can see, mixing those genders there. Out and about in the last quarter of the 19th century, women increasingly sought to participate in leisure activities that expanded the boundaries of acceptable feminine behavior, like riding bike, sailing, golfing, playing tennis. These clothes incorporated elements of menswear like ties, tailored jackets, sweat or shirt waists, and cycling outfits and things like that. So let's get into it. This is really great. This is a pinstriped shirt waist. A shirt waist is this right here. This pink is a shirt waist. That is the most iconic picture. Is that the original picture? Oh my goodness. Oh no, reproduction. It's a reproduction, people, calm down. I was about to freak out because that is a very popular picture that I love, and I keep it in my arsenal of research when I'm in, the early 1900s. So, so you can see the tan riding skirt, how they similarly have the skirt, so she can ride a bike or a horse or something. And then you have the shirt waist there with the mother of pearls buttons going down in that bow tie with that really pretty lace collar. You're mixing the feminine and the masculine here, and it's incredible. What? Incredible. Ooh. So this is an actual suit that a woman would wear. It is a double-breasted, as you can see, and it still has that cinched waist, but it's pretty much a full-blown suit right here. It's a two-piece suit. And this would have been worn in the 1920s. And this was custom made for a female, and they wanted to be presented as male. So this is a photo. I thought that the actual overalls were here. So that's a bummer, but it's okay because we can still see the different types of overalls starting in 1918 and getting to 1970, as you can see with the piece and everything. The checkered one, this is like women's workwear, and how first of all, they're in pants, which was a big shift. And, women are out there working, the war and things like that. So it's pretty cool to see the evolution of the overalls here. This says from farm to fashion, which is really cool because you can think about how farming, to get the actual textiles, to get, cotton or linen or silk, it takes work with the earth. Like, you have to pretty much farm to get these fabrics. So, farm to fashion, 3 overalls. These overalls represent the timeline of how design and purpose of the overalls evolved. Men's overalls were the first ready-to-wear garments in the 1800s, and they were made of cotton, denim, and that's like the typical, coveralls that you think of when you see. And then after World War I, the women decided, we don't really want to wear overalls that much. But then it had a resurge in the 1930s. And so, and then in the 1970s, you have overalls. And let's talk about 1960s when SNCC and the Civil Rights Movement was happening, and women would wear denim to protect themselves against dogs, water holes, police, and it will also keep them warm, and it's comfortable to walk in as they're marching or protesting or boycotting And so the overall is pretty impactful, and I love that they mentioned it here. It says, during the 1960s civil rights movements, young activists like Joyce Lander, who understood organizing itself in a form of labor, chose to wear denim work overalls to represent solidarity with Southern sharecroppers. And that's actually where SNCC and the women got that idea from, because they would see that the sharecroppers would be out there in this adorable fabric, so we need to learn from them. The style soon appeared in liberation movements of the period. Anti-war, feminist, LGBTQ activists wore overalls to demonstrate their everyday lives. And it's really important, and it's really like impactful. My undergrad studies was focused on women in clothing and the impact that Black women have in that. And I used the Tanisha Ford's and how she talks about how SNCC used overalls in her book, Liberated Threads. So now we're getting to the Afro pick. Afro pick, Afro pick. Wow, it's pretty cool that they have the actual Afro pick. I feel like I've seen these before in real life too. Like I held one, but it's cool to see the wrapping and everything of it. Look, this was made in LA, 90018. That's where we live. And we all the way in New York right now. It's crazy. And so Black is Beautiful, 1950s. I've seen this photo before. Is this a replica? Yes, it is a replica. Yeah, people in Central Park, which is across the street from us right now. But yeah, you know, this is about natural beauty and like Black girls, and it says natural style mandate. So South American singer Maria Makeba, I remember her. She toured the United States wearing her hair in a natural style mandated for Black girls under apartheid, and her popularity influenced more Black women to wear their hairs out. Black women singers in the U.S. wore their hair in natural styles while performing traditional African songs, gospel hymns, folk songs, jazz, as they advocated liberation politics. In 1970s, that's when, so that was in the 1950s, but then in the 1970s, it was like the bam, and everybody was in their afro. Here's a picture of Nina Simone right here. And then that's Miriam and Angela Davis there, all sporting their Afro puff. Not Afro puffs, but Afro. And so here, this is super cute, actually. Like, I'm really into the yellow. I love the little, what is it called? The Regency Empire waistline there. And then you have the puff sleeves. It's giving very 70s. As you can see, this is very much of a 70s thing. Micro mini dress is what it's called. But look at this 70 outfits. I love it. I love the vest. I love the colors. I love the striped pants. I love the belt. I just love it all. I really do. Join us. This must be a protest. So it's a handmade red poncho made by Francis Crown, American peace activist who wore it over his coat during the winter anti-war gatherings in Northampton, Massachusetts. He was a strong advocate for civil disobedience and mobilized hundreds against the war and violence worldwide. She maintained an activist into her 90s. So she was an activist forever, her whole life. We appreciate her. This was when, this photo here is when she was arrested in Seneca Falls in a rally against nuclear weapons. Thank you for your work, ma'am. This is really cool. You can see the outline of her J and how she traced it. And that's actually newspaper. So I'm curious on her process of how she made that. I don't know if you guys can see the, yeah, the white you see is newspaper. You can see the writing on it. Oh my goodness, they got the Beat It Go-Go dancer in person. Let's light it up. Whoa, was it hand beaded? The donor of this costume, Pamela, moved to New York when she was 24 to pay rent and still have time to participate in anti-war, women rights, and anti-rights demonstration. She decided to go-go dance. You go, girl. She was motivated by a Playboy bunny, Gloria, and she agreed women should be free. Yeah, this is awesome. This is when she was in Jersey. Look at the string. Like, that string was holding her together, okay? Wow. It's actually a mesh fabric that was probably pre-embroidered. Like they had, it was already, you know, like that. I mean, she could have hand did it, but it definitely looks like it was already there and they just cut it to size. But I mean, this is, oh, they have it on something so that it's like preserved and padded, which is very interesting to me because, you know, there's a whole job of people who, look at the back. It says, we support your right to refuse to kill. That's awesome. That's pretty cool. But yeah, you can see, like, yeah, there's a whole job about like how to preserve costumes and clothing, and these people did a really good job. You can see on how they, did you want to walk past? Oh, okay. You can see how they maintained it. It's pretty awesome. Written on the heart 1950s. So yeah, look at that. Y'all remember this shirt? I remember that shirt. Literally 2017. That's why I was like, do I have that shirt? But yeah, you can see why it's important to continue the good fight, because those who are coming after us will have things to look back on and say, oh, we are supporting this. Seeing this from the, what was this, in 1980s? Being on display is encouraging for me now. So, you know, it's important to, you know, just keep the good fight going and document the process. So that is the whole exhibit here at the New York Historical Society, Real Clothes, Real Lives exposition. Please come check it out if you are available to. And right here it says, what do your clothes reveal about your life? Share in the book below and on social media at NY History. So I'll be doing that, and I'm gonna also write down a little something. Look at all the people. In the gift shop, you can find Liberated Threads. This is the book I was referencing, talking about denim, overalls, SNCC, civil rights, all of that. Check this out. Let me see if I can give you a little something. I have this book at home. It's a really great read. It's really amazing. And then they have the Kiki Smith signed. How awesome. Oh my goodness, look at this one. Black designers in fashion. Ooh. Oh, this is a Dapper Dan book? Oh no, that was about Dapper Dan. I might have to cop this one. Black designers, nice. You guys, we are here at the New York Society. Wait, what is it called? New York Historical Society. Hello everybody, we are here. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you for watching. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my Patreon. It's life-changing, if I might add. Right there, okay. Oh, it's recording.